strongly cautioned, the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
All right, happy Wednesday night. We are back with the badasses from Burial Path. How you guys doing tonight?
Fuck yeah.
Doing good.
Doing good.
All right, so I'm gonna throw you right into a shithole on this one. We're gonna find out how fucking old y'all are by one simple fucking question.
Oh, damn. You really got to go there?
Oh, I am, because number one, I probably know that I'm the oldest motherfucker in here, period, end of story. But my question is, did you spend your childhood watching the MTV oddities or Adult Swim?
Toonami.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of answer that I like.
fair enough. Because most people don't know what the MTV oddities cartoons even were to this day when I ask people, unless they're over the age of like 38.
I've never heard of it.
So it was back in the day. It was like, it started out with Beavis and Butthead. It was Beavis and Butthead, Daria, Eon Flux, the Head, and Max. And everybody's like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, just look it up. You'll thank me, especially the Head, because it was the most bizarre cartoon ever, with this dude that had a head the size of a football, and this demon would explode out of his head and fucking talk to him and shit.
Huh.
It was just this one. It was fucking wild. Their cartoons were wild, but for people that are like 38, 40 plus, that's what we were watching. It was like our version of like Adult Swim before it ever became a thing.
Daria was good.
Like,
I like Daria.
you got this man's answer as to Toonami. Like, fuck everything else. Like, Toonami was the shit.
Well, Toonami is like mid to low 30s.
See, I thought Adult Swim was a lot newer, so I didn't think that was a thing. Because at night I would go to sleep watching Toonami.
Yeah. Adult Swim just came on like way later.
Yeah.
Way later. So I didn't discover Adult Swim until I think I was in my 20s.
That's
I
crazy.
think.
Yeah.
I
There's
think
some freaky ass shows on Adult Swim.
they did. They
Man,
did. But I dug the shit out of Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, and Space Ghost.
That was a good one, but what was the one with the it was like an attorney or something, and he had like a snake for a hand, and he was like half eagle.
That was
Oh shit! I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Xavier Renegade Angel.
Bizarre.
Yes,
Really?
that was. Oh
Yeah.
man, that shit would freak me out.
Man,
The flamingo
I haven't
knees.
seen that one. Never.
Yeah, I can't. That was almost as bad as Courage the Cowardly Dog on the Return.
I did like Robot Chicken a lot too. I did get into Robot Chicken.
Squidbillies was another good one.
Yeah, yeah, that one with the crazy attorney and shit. I was like, what the? I was like, am I stoned? Have I had too much? Because this shit.
See, the one to be stoned and watching is Cow and Chicken.
Yeah, Cow and Chicken was good.
I never got into
that. No, that was regular Cartoon Network, which was straight.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been a daytime television show.
No,
it should not have.
If you go back and you think about the shit that we watched, like cartoons now compared to like kids, like we were watching shit like Ren and Stimpy, and I've went back and watched Ren and Stimpy as an adult, and I'm like, oh my god,
monsters!
I thought they were best friends, and then I learned later,
Oh yeah, I was like, dude, there's so much like sexual innuendos and just fucked up shit that like as a kid you don't understand, but when you watch it as an adult, you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
there's a lot. There's like YouTube videos that on all the different cartoons, either the sexual jokes or like the racial jokes that as a kid you never get. And now you're like, damn, how did they let that on TV?
I know. Like, holy shit. I was like, God damn, I couldn't believe it.
Well, I do got a question for y'all though. Like, since we're still talking about like animations and everything else like that, I mean, if y'all could choose a childhood cartoon to put one of y'all's songs on, which one would it be?
Dexter's Lab.
Yes.
Easy choice.
Fuck yeah, Dexter's
Lab. That was that was. They've thought this one out before.
Dexter's Lab is I still sometimes will like go on YouTube and or I don't remember what stream service it is, but I don't pay for much. I'll pay to watch those or Fairly Odd Parents. I don't watch too many cartoons.
Fairly Odd Parents is good too.
Oh no, I still watch all my shit. Like Beavis and Butthead. I was a big Beavis and Butthead guy.
So I still make those, aren't they?
Yeah, they still. Well, now they're old and they like work at like Walmart as like fucking Walmart stalkers and shit. But you can actually watch all the old shit on Paramount Plus. So like way back when they first started, it's all on Paramount Plus. So I literally have Paramount Plus just for freaking Beavis and Butthead. Oh, and football because I'm a big NFL fan, so I watch a lot of that.
Sports ball.
I do. I like my sport. I get made fun because everybody's like, you're a metalhead, but you love sports, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm fucking weird. All right, leave me alone. What can I say?
I mean, he's a metalhead that likes sports. I'm a metalhead that is big into anime and everything. But hey, to each his own.
That kind of goes hand in hand. So next one. Here's I got a great one for you, and this is like it's gonna fuck you up probably. Lorna Shore or Whitechapel?
Whitechapel.
Whitechapel.
Old Whitechapel or
not the Valley. Skipping the Valley.
For me, the first two, maybe three albums. What they're putting out now is pretty good, but I was a big fan of Lorna with CJ. And then also what was the album just before CJ? Not
probably Tom.
It had Funeral Moon on it.
Is that the one with the floating red figure for the artwork?
No, the floating red figure was Right as Will joined. I'm gonna pull it. It's not Bones. Anyway, that's a tough choice, but Old Whitechapel will always have a place in my heart because that's some of the earliest music I ever listened to.
Yeah, I had heard Lorna Shore before Will, but I didn't actually start paying attention to Lorna Shore until Will came in. And since I've like went back and listened to like the older stuff, but I've always been a huge Whitechapel fan, which I met Phil and a few of the guys before. I didn't know who the fuck they were. I had no clue. I just kind of got introduced to the genre of deathcore. And I was at a festival, and me and my brother were sitting there talking and eating, and they come up and the whole place is crowded, and there was a spot, so they came and sat in front of us, and we're eating, and we just generally started having conversation. They're like, "Well, no, who are you here to see?" And we start kind of talking back and forth. They're like, "Well, we're playing in like 45 minutes over one of the small side stages. You know, you should come check us out." Oh shit! All right, you play. You're all right, cool. So we did. Went over there. Fucking seen them. I had no idea what the fuck I just saw, but I loved it. And I went and spent like $250 at the fucking merch booth buying every damn shirt that they had. And I was fucking hooked from that time on. But they were kind of what introduced me to the whole deathcore genre at all. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole with Carnifex and Suicide Silence and everybody else, because I was a big like industrial metal fan. I was big into Mushroom Head at the time and 9 Inch Nails and shit like that.
Carnifex is pretty cool. I've seen them put on a pretty good show. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on it because I feel like I've gotten to play with a lot of bands, but I feel like I played a show with Lorna Shore. I get to see part of their set live, but I haven't seen them live since Will has joined. I was definitely earlier Lorna Shore.
Okay. See, they even got me into like some of the more obscure bands, and I've even said this to I have not found one band yet that we've interviewed that knows who this damn band is, and it's Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, Jeremy. It's your time to shine.
I saw them live.
You got one.
What show was that? Oh, they were just in the middle of a random show. They weren't even on the bill. It was like I think it was like Chelsea Grin, Oceano, and Impending Doom or some shit. And Tony Danza was just like randomly in there. I had no idea who they were, but they were awesome.
Yeah, I love them, and I loved like I Wrestled a Bear once.
Oh yeah, that was one of my favorite bands. Like Tastes Like Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah. See, I freaked out because it was about a couple of months ago. We ended up interviewing this band, Never Rest, out of Texas. And so we get on there, and I'm literally staring at Rickshaw as soon as he comes in, and he's the vocalist for this band Never Rest out of Austin, Texas.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and Rickshaw was the bassist for I Wrestled a Bear Once, and he immediately comes on. I just like fucking froze because I loved I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Oh, yeah. They were good shit.
And he was like, "Yeah, you could ask me stuff about I Wrestled Bear Once." I said, "Motherfucker, I knew it was you. I fucking knew it as soon as I seen you." But it threw me off because I'd never seen him as a vocalist. He was always a bass player. So getting into that, if you guys could tour with any 3 bands of your choice, who would you tour with and why?
Is this the Dead or Alive one?
Yeah, they could be dead or alive. Let's make it fun.
Cattle Decapitation, Dethrone the Corrupted, and I don't have a third. I'd have to come up with it. I really do like Lorna Shore, but I feel like I hate to be this guy, but I remember Cattle Decapitation and Lorna Shore. Cattle for sure. That was in high school. I was trying to show people when To Serve Man came out. I was like, man, you guys got to check these out. And everyone's like, no, this band sucks. And now they're huge. And in Lorna Shore, I was, I was probably out of college, maybe 10 years ago, showing them to a lot of people. And like, they were good. Nobody was hating on them as much as Cattle initially, but now Lorna Shore is huge. And it's like, I want to be that, you know. I was listening.
You want to be that guy.
Yeah. I knew them before you knew them. But so I want to say Lorna Shore, but I feel like that's too popular right now. So at least Cattle and Dethrone the Corrupted is a pretty small band. Criminally underrated, I think. I think more people need to know who they are.
I think for me, it would be If an Annihilator, I Wrestled a Bear Once, and Necrogoblicon.
Hell yes.
Okay.
It's nice to know that somebody knows Necrogoblicon too, and I don't feel like this fucking weirdo out on the East Coast.
and now Dickie Allen's with them full time.
Nice. I didn't know it was a full-time deal. I saw them live in Lincoln.
It was just like within a year ago, he went on full time with them.
Yeah, they played on a good show. The first time I saw them was, I think, Summer Slaughter 2019. Is it 19? It was one.
Yeah, because that's where I saw them in Lincoln. with Cattle and Lorna Shore, and I didn't know who they were. And next thing you know,
that's the show I was
doing it. What the fuck?
That was an interesting lineup that year. That was cool. That was pretty awesome. For me, probably not some of the biggest bands, but I'm gonna go with Eden Adversary, Kneel Before the Death, and I would say Oceano, but Oceano's not really doing a thing right now, so I'm gonna just say Entheos in place of that, and mainly just because all those bands they sound amazing, and I would love to see them doing their thing live. Although I've gotten to see Entheos do their thing live many times, but it's never a time where I'm like, man, I've seen them too much. Anytime they come through, I try to make it to a show.
I mean, that's how I feel about Whitechapel and a few others, and I'm that way with like Necrogoblicon, and even back when they were around. And I heard there's a rumor they're coming back, but I was a big Job for a Cowboy fan when they were out.
They released a new album.
I did not know that.
Like I was about to say, you got his attention.
Oh yeah, it was pretty. Actually, I was thinking about them after Matt started talking. I was like, you know what, Job for a Cowboy would have been a good one. They dropped a new album.
He's about to go look it up right now.
Yeah.
I am once we get done.
Do you know when that album came out, Gage?
I feel like it was like 6 months. So it was. What was their most recent album before that? Sun Eater.
Sun Eater. Yeah.
So it was basically people were saying the way it sounded was it was like B tracks that had been refined from that album. So it was almost a continuation of it. Was really good. I liked it. And it was very nostalgic. Like hearing them, I was like, oh yeah, that'll get you there.
I know what I'm listening to on the way to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's good. Well, you're welcome.
All right, Jeremy, who you got?
Oh man, so y'all already listed like the good ones. Like Job for Cowboy, that was like my first metal show when I was like 12 years old. So like that would be a fun full circle moment. I mean, as soon as Darko starts playing live shows, I would love to play with Darko. I love what Tom Barber does with that band. I don't know, like To the Grave, big To the Grave.
Nice.
I've been stuck on them lately. They are really, really good.
Yeah. I don't know. Cattle Decap, all those guys are great. I don't know. There's a lot. But you could throw a band out there, and I'd just be like, that'd be cool. Yeah.
I think most people are like that. They just want to get out there and be able to, especially if you're playing with people that you look up to and you got into it for that whole reason. Like, right. I'll never get to play with Mike because, like, the whole person, and this kind of goes into my next question. I'm gonna let him ask you a few. There's always that one moment that you're like, it hits you, whether it was a band or a certain icon. But what was that one point that made you want to be a musician, want you to be in a band? Because, like, for me, it was Lemmy from Motorhead. As a kid, seeing the Ace of Spades video on MTV is what made me want to be a bass player. It's what made me want to get into music. It's what made me want to do everything that I do to this day. So, like, what was that moment for each one of you?
Oh, we done made them think now.
Go on, Matt. Come on, dude.
Mine is watching Ian DeSaw from Billy Talent. It's a Canadian neoclassical punk rock band. And I don't know what it was particularly about him because there's other bands that have sounded similar, but the way he played guitar just resonated with me and just really motivated me to start learning guitar and then start playing.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember when I started. I remember at a very young age asking for a drum set. I don't remember why. Don't remember what got me into it. But I used to always hit things. I think it's like the typical drummer. They're really annoying as kids and they just beat on everything. And the story I always say, because it's still to this day, I give my parents shit. So I was asking for a drum set for probably 3 or 4 Christmases. And finally, my brother got a toy drum set from Santa Claus. And I'm like, you guys either you wrapped it wrong or you labeled it wrong, or you were not paying attention to your kids on which one was this. But a couple years later, I ended up getting a real drum set and started playing. But yeah, I don't have anything that like made me want to. It was just I was that kid that was always running around. Just when music was on, I was just hitting shit.
Okay.
Still is.
Fair enough.
I think for me, I feel like it's kind of silly. When I was younger, I always liked singing. I'm not gonna say I was good at it at all. I'm still not good at it, but I always wanted to be the next Mariah Carey. And clearly that is not gonna happen. But
Okay.
I mean, I think that was probably one of the first moments where I kind of realized like I want to do singing, and I'm not even gonna lie, I at that age and probably up until like, I mean, really when I started doing metal, I didn't even think I'd be in a metal band. I just I decided to give it a go, and it slowly worked out. But yeah, I was definitely on the opposite side of music. I was like, give me that Sarah McLachlan. I like that Mariah Carey. And yeah, I'm not a great singer, so it's funny to me to have been over there and then ended up way over here. Usually.
Right.
I mean, damn, you could fool me. I'm sorry. I listened to y'all's fucking music. Y'all's fucking music is awesome.
Oh, when I say I'm not a good singer, I was not meant to be a clean singer. I mean, I do it privately, and I hear myself and I'm like, hey, let's just stick with the heavy stuff. That's where I'm going.
Hey, don't feel bad because like I said, I kind of wanted to be like Lemmy, and I was like, I'm gonna play bass, I'm gonna sing. And I got in there and started doing vocals, and I'm like, oh no. Not meant to ever be a vocalist ever.
All that was the inspiration was there. That's it. That's all that matters.
See, I couldn't even do the screaming. My screaming was horrible. My gutturals were horrible. Clean singing was everything was fucking horrible. I can't do it.
See, I want to learn how to scream and everything else like that. I really would like to learn, but I'm afraid I'd break some freaking mirrors.
Oh, you can do it. Anybody can do it. I once sounded terrible myself.
All right, Jeremy, how about you?
Yeah, no, I've just been surrounded by music my whole life. My dad's a pianist, and he like taught piano and was a music history teacher at community college, and I've just been around it my whole life, so it just mostly came naturally. I want to say I just kind of gravitated towards it always. But I would probably say like getting into Slipknot when I was like 12 definitely pushed me towards actually learning how to play something and got me into like guitar lessons and whatnot. So yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. That seems to be a pretty I think Slipknot is one of our most popular answers, like all the way across the board. And I keep thinking, I'm like, I'm way older than most of these people. So I have to keep that in mind. And I'm like, yeah, Slipknot. I didn't even know who Slipknot was until I was in my 20s.
Oh man, the Subliminal album was like the album I started attempting to scream to.
I did it. So I was more into, I guess, whenever I really got into like heavier stuff, I tended to start with like a lot of like melodic metal. Like I was a big like Shadows Fall fan and In Flames and Killswitch Engage and start getting into, some of that stuff. Well, this was back when for some of you that are at least old enough to remember it, the Jägermeister music tour.
Yeah. I remember they had the label was on the posters, right?
Right.
I don't know if I went to any, but I remember the actual posters.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal back then because that was during the initial blow up of like Roadrunner Records, when Roadrunner just like owned the entire metal industry. Every big band you could think of at the time was on Roadrunner, because you had Chimera and Shadows Fall, Killswitch Engage, and Slipknot was on there, Stone Sour, and everybody else you could fucking possibly think of. They did that tour. Now Slipknot was the headliner, but the two openers was Shadows Fall and Killswitch Engage, which is who I was going for. Shadows Fall. Big Shadows Fall fan. So I went and we started to leave. And this big motherfucker comes up and kind of blocks my way. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, God, it's a drunk motherfucker that wants to fight. He's like, no, dude. He's like, you can't leave. And I'm like, why not? He's like, you don't want to miss this band. I was like, I mean, he was very adamant about us staying and watching that band, which that band happened to be Slipknot. So I did. I stayed, and I got blown the fuck away. And I remember seeing him. I was like, dude, thank you. Thank you for not letting me leave. And I did. I became a huge Slipknot fan after that, just like fucking everybody else.
Yep.
All right, Moshmeloh, you're up, homie. I know you got some shit for him.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna start off with your favorite question: Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Hold on. Star Wars, but nothing that Disney has produced. The Mandalorian was decent. Rogue One was decent, but I would be willing to give up anything Disney has produced.
See, I did like Rogue One.
It's not bad,
but I had some discrepancies in that thing.
I think it tied in nicely, especially at the end. And I'm just taking over the conversation right now. But when they tied in with Darth Vader and showing him at his prime, like I like that movie. For me, that between that and the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were good. I got 2 episodes in. I was like, no, I'm done. But I would be willing to say, don't ever sell it. I'm willing to give up everything.
I would give up everything if they would do a live version of KOTOR.
That would be good. Or the Fallen
isn't it that
Order
one that
stuff.
they're supposed to be bringing it back?
They got canceled.
Yeah.
Because I was watching like Asmongold, I think it was. There's a bunch of channels that were like this. They're gonna butcher this.
All right. Well, that question actually ties into another question: Jedi or Sith, and what's your color lightsaber?
We're just going hard left or right, or are you going to throw in Gray Jedi in there too?
Yeah, can we be a Gray Jedi?
Oh yeah, you can throw Gray Jedi in there. Hey, I've pulled that card before on this show. So, yeah.
I would have to go somewhere along the middle, but I really like the orange for a lightsaber, or else the man himself, the pimp on a blimp, Mace Windu. That purple was such a badass color.
Yes.
He had to have that damn thing.
Oh yeah, did you see that story on how he was like?
Oh, I have.
Asking George Lucas if he could have purple, and he's like, maybe.
Like, you usually only have red and blue and green.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I dig the purple, but I also dig the purple if you go back to like the comic books where they did like Knights of the Old Republic. I'm a huge Revan fan, and Revan had a purple lightsaber, and that's like that's what I've been waiting for. I just want to see him one time, because when I got real excited about the Acolyte, because they're like, oh, I've seen all this shit about possibly Revan being in Acolyte, and I watch it for just to have a possibility of seeing that, and I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. So
They're dangling it.
They were talking about oh god damn it, Plagueis. And it's like, but Disney's at the point where they're like, we're gonna put Plagueis in something. And I'm like, no, don't. Just leave him out at this point. Like, I really want to see him. I would love to see Revan, but it's Disney and you're gonna fucking ruin it, and it's gonna piss me off. So just leave it out.
Him and Exar Kun. Leave him out.
Yeah, like, oh, we have all these, all these characters you want to see, and I'm like, you're right, I do, but I don't want you to do it.
No, I was a big fan of a lot of the animated series. I really liked Clone Wars.
Yeah, but that was before. I mean, the last season, 2 seasons was Disney, but most of that was still on Luke.
Well, I like the Clone Wars when that was the anime style.
No,
that one was way more brutal.
No, yeah, but it's
it was brutal, but like a lot of stuff got left out in that one.
just like all the other
Yeah.
Star Wars games.
True that. True that.
All right.
I bet
well,
Jeremy's a Star Trek person.
I mean, overall Star Wars, but like they're too different.
Okay.
Like Star Trek is based in like the future here. Star Wars is fantasy far away.
That was the wrong answer. Star Wars is the correct answer.
Gage sounds like me. He's like, no.
I did watch some Star Trek. Actually, did it come on right after WWE, I think, on Spike TV back in the day?
It was on really late on like CW or something, bro.
I'm pretty sure it was right after on Spike too, right after WWE got over. I'm pretty
That
sure
was that was Stargate.
No, I think it was the next
I was too
generation. It was the one with
stoned
Shatner. But anyway, Star Wars is way better.
All right. Well, y'all each have been given superpowers. What is that power? And are you a villain or are you a hero? Ooh, yeah. See, I'm gonna make you think just a little bit.
Like one power, just one power.
Yep, one power.
Just one power. Damn.
It's
Because I was gonna say something just very broad, like Superman. Superman.
No, that's the cheap way out of it.
I was gonna say, isn't he just really strong? And then I was like, oh yeah, he flies too. He just has to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Flies, shoots
Laser eyes and shit.
he's
Yeah.
doing all kinds of stuff.
I'm going with teleportation, and I'm not a villain. I'm just lazy. I see.
Hey,
Like,
You're
what's
We're
all?
honest.
Yeah, what's all the cool shit you would do if you could teleport? Well, I'd teleport to Dairy Queen, get myself a blizzard, and then I would teleport back.
this dude has jump in mind.
That's probably one of the most honest answers I've ever heard. But I dig it. I dig
I like that answer though.
it. If that's what you have powers for, you're definitely not any type of a villain.
Well, yeah, like I don't have any crazy things I would want to do, or like, spying on people or anything. It would literally be, I'm fucking hungry and I really don't want to go anywhere right now. So,
Fair
food,
enough.
home, just like that.
I mean,
say flying.
That would be.
I'd like to
convenient,
fly.
though.
That'd be fun.
Fine. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Nice.
At least you could do some cool shit on stage if you could fly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone, get up!
Get
up here!
That would be
Get
like
up,
some
get up.
fucking like that scene from was it Queen of the Damned
Yep.
when they're doing that show out the fucking
Yeah.
end, and he's like fucking flying in on fucking stage.
Like blow through the stage and just like zoom up to the sky.
That would be some awesome shit. I would pay to see that one.
Hey, you could, couldn't. It is what it is. Whatever works for you. All right, next, if you could have any type of, I'm gonna steal one of his from him because I actually like this. Going on tour, you could have any type of major luxury item on your tour bus. What is that item?
I'm going with seltzer water. I like seltzer. I drink so much
That's not even a
seltzer.
luxury. That's like,
It is
Hey,
Think about
could be.
seltzer water versus seltzer water. I mean, seltzer water is always going to win. That's a luxury item. I mean, what do you want me to say? Hot Cheetos? I don't know.
Sounds like I tell everybody because I mean I've toured a lot and been there, done that, and my thing is a working bathroom and shower. Because I think out of all my years ever being on a tour bus for anything that I've ever done, I think I've only been on one bus ever that the shower and toilet worked.
so two things. Aaron, I agree with you. Anything that is carbonated water is ass. And
Man, that was personal.
and for Aisha, what he just said is exactly. We were talking about some stuff.
You don't want to go camping, do you?
I said I will never sleep in a van, and I won't camp because I want a toilet. I don't want I'm a man. I can do whatever I got to do in the woods, but I want a toilet and I want a shower.
Static.
Bro, you won't fucking camp?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll camp if I'm in an RV.
That's not camping, bro.
Bro.
He wants that glamour camping.
Well, yeah,
I was about to say same
You're
thing.
you're obviously the bougie one out of the whole entire
I was a fucking Boy Scout. You pitched a tent. You fucking slept out there in the rain, bro.
I used to do a lot of that growing up, and now I just if I get up, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to leave. I don't want to do anything until I have showered. And I have done baby wipe showers for a week and a half in the hospital, and they were awful. They were terrible. And I had to do them then, and I'm not doing them willingly out of the hospital.
Oh man.
I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for that. I'm not a camper either, so I'm sitting there fucking saying you're bougie as fuck. I'm probably bougie as fuck too, so don't feel bad.
I love the outdoors. I love like campfires and I love hiking and all that. But when I
I like a campfire as long as I can walk 15 feet and go back into the bed and get in my bed.
So you can take me out in the middle of the woods, and I don't give a shit. We can hang out there for a month, but when I go to bed, I want an actual bed.
Nah, see, like I'm gonna take this one camping.
People really don't like summer, huh?
People are getting on this one.
Carbonated water is the worst thing. People that drink carbonated water cannot be trusted.
Oh, that's unfair.
Damn.
Anyway, Matt, what's yours?
Working climate control. I can go do just about anything, but if I have the option to be warm when it's cold out or stay cool when it's hot out, that'll keep me a happy camper.
I could see. I could. Yeah, that's understandable. I would.
Baby wipes. Got to go out and use a bucket. That's fine as long as I'm comfortable when I get back inside.
I could get with you on that.
Well, I got a strange question to ask next. So, if y'all was to,
I'll agree.
Nope.
Dana is wrong.
No, she's got the right idea.
Bush Light forever.
Drink Steel Reserve than carbonated water. But anyway,
horrible.
But if y'all was asked by a friendly alien to dinner, would y'all go?
Oh yeah.
Is there any probing going on after dinner? That's going to affect my answer.
I said friendly, so maybe not. I mean,
there's definitely friendly probing. That's for sure. I don't want none of that.
I don't know where there's friendly probe, but there's no friendly probing over here. There will be no friendly probing because I ain't probing a damn thing. It ain't nothing to probe me either. That's for damn sure.
I'm not walking like a cowboy after dinner.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm, no.
If it's aliens,
I mean, Moshmeloh here might be probing things, but I sure as fuck is not.
Nah, I'm all good.
I'm never going to hear the end of this, by the way, after this, because Dana, I know she's going to call me as soon as this is over. I got things to say. All right. Go ahead.
So what is y'all's go-to snack after like a show?
Taco Bell.
I'm gonna say
it can be anything.
I'm going for that Patty
my
Boat.
train. Hi,
Okay.
I'm just.
They say Taco. They say Taco Bell is giving me PTSD.
Taco Bell.
This man had a run-in with Taco Bell the other night, and
You shut your whore mouth. All y'all can kiss my ass, all right? That's what can happen.
Oh man.
I would say whatever's open, because a lot of times it's late enough that Taco John's is better than Taco Bell, but they don't stay open as late.
No,
So
you can't mess with Poopa John's. You'll straight had the shits after that. Poopa John's.
oh yeah, I had that today. It
Taco
was so
Bell, I
good.
guess, is not that much better.
I have never had Waffle House. I've always told myself I'm gonna go.
Oh man, you need to go.
I just really
It's
don't feel
one of-
like
it's
getting my
one of the
ass
reasons why
kicked
I'm
by
all
somebody
about
that's been up
Yeah.
for 3 weeks.
I feel like there's always going to be a fight. Like I've never seen one live at Waffle House, but seeing so many happen online, I'm like,
I have.
There's going to be.
I've seen some fights at fucking Waffle House.
Your
Holy
waffles are going to come with
shit.
a side of fight.
Dinner in a movie. Dinner in a movie.
I swear that shit's like you hit the right Waffle House. That shit's like World Star Hip Hop on fucking YouTube. Like
Did y'all see that girl with the
It's
shield where she
bad.
sat there and like Super Saiyaned it?
The Shield Maiden.
It was crazy.
We had one at the IHOP one time at like 3:30 in the morning, and some lady flipped the entire table over, plates and all. And she's like, "I've been to jail. I ain't afraid to go back." And I'm like, "Oh, check
Oh,
please."
yeah. Well, I mean, you come down here to the south, and going to Waffle House is kind of like just a have to. Like you have to go at least once. But
Oh, yeah.
there's a safe time period that you're gonna be okay. But then there's another time period that it's at your own risk.
Yeah,
So just understand.
And that safe time period is only from noon to 1.
You pretty much. really anything after like 7 p.m. and you're risking World Star Hip Hop or I don't know, WWE full on Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It's a very good possibility. Oh, Long John Silver's. I have not heard that name in a very long time.
I keep them in
couldn't figure
business
out
up there.
man.
business. I couldn't figure out.
So
And then, like,
here, Long John Silver's doesn't even exist here. Now, Now, I was born in Oklahoma, and living in Oklahoma, there was Long John Silver's fucking everywhere. But then I moved back to the East Coast when I was a teenager, so I have not heard that name in a very long time. So that threw me off. But yeah, Long John Silver's. I liked Long John Silver's when I was a kid.
oh,
Hey,
man,
we
everyone's
still have
telling
it
me.
here in our town.
Arby's
Really?
is good, but ever since they came out with like burgers and chicken.
Oh, Captain D's.
But is Arby's actually open that late?
Yeah, I think the one near me is open till 1, I think.
I feel
Really?
like that open
Ours is
late
not
time.
open until like 10.
I could be wrong. Let me look. I'm probably straight up lying to y'all on live.
The Arby's is cool though because you have a student ID, you can get a full combo meal for $3.
Oh no, it says 11. I thought that was later than that, but it's 11, so I lied.
Yeah, see us down here in the South, it's always Waffle House because that's about the only thing that's fucking open past like 10 o'clock.
Well, I mean, you got
Whataburger.
IHOP
Whataburger.
around here.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
that's
trips
really
out. Our liquor stores aren't even open at past 7. Our liquor stores are closed at 7 o'clock.
Just
Yeah. Do what?
Gotta go to Casey's.
See, we don't have those, and you sure as hell can't buy liquor in a gas station.
Yeah,
can't
ours
get
got.
Casey's.
Yeah, if you want some food, they got a kitchen. You want liquor anytime, they got liquor. You need to do an oil change, they got oil and everything to do it there.
Yeah.
No,
Crazy.
here you can't sell beer and liquor in the same store. They
That's
have
how
to be
Texas is,
separate.
too.
And if you're doing anything like that, like if they do sell liquor and beer, they'll have one store that has liquor, and then there'll be like a shack on the backside that you could walk in and buy beer. But you can't buy them together in the same little area. It's fucking weird.
'Cause the liquor stores there, those are ABC stores, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, and they have to be closed at 7 o'clock. Cannot be open later than 7, and they're closed on Sundays. You can get beer and wine on Sundays, but you cannot get liquor on Sundays.
That's crazy.
It's different down there than it is up here.
Casey.
Oh.
Yeah, someone knows Casey's.
Yeah, Casey's. when I go to Nebraska and I see that they're selling liquor in the gas station, I'm like, this is crazy. And in the grocery stores, I was like, wow, you can get your groceries and get your liquor all in one go. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's actually going into one of my next questions. So there's so many bands that do not live in the same area. How do you guys make that work? Are y'all on a schedule? Do you go back and forth? Is there one place that you kind of consider like your home base and you play most of your stuff?
We just sit here and go, uh-oh, Aisha, you got to come up here again. Oh, no.
We've never played anything live together. It's just like, hey, we need you to come up here to Nebraska. We got to do some shit.
Okay. So how did you guys meet? Did y'all meet on the internet or?
It started with me and a buddy. We both had other bands. So originally this was used to be called Grey Wolf Burial, and it was just going to be an online project. Well, then my buddy's band, they actually started taking off, so he dipped out. And I was like, damn, we had all these songs that we worked really long on. It would suck to just have these go by the wayside. So then I asked Gage, Boosies. I asked Gage, he's the drummer from my other project. It's like, hey, I got these songs, you want to join in? Same thing with Jeremy. Jeremy and I always bump into each other in the music scene. So I was like, hey, buddy, do you want to play with us? And then we found Aisha on TikTok.
Backpage.
Oh,
I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
Bless TikTok.
Hey, it's however it happens. Like it happens, and it's weird because like my project was the same thing. It was supposed to be just an online thing between me and my guitarist, and we were gonna try to find a vocalist. And I actually found my vocalist doing an interview, and she came in and was like, "Man, I really dig your project," and then it just kind of freaking went from there. But that's awesome to see that kind of stuff, happen.
Oh, I might add too, when I first found Gage, he answered one of my Craigslist posts.
Oh shit, I've done that. That's actually how I met my guitarist. Because my guitarist, we've been playing together in bands for 13 years now. That we've been playing together.
It's crazy.
And we've played in different bands and done different projects together over a span of 13 years. But it was on Craigslist is how I met Kev.
Now they charge you to put a post up.
Really?
Crazy,
like 20 or 25 bucks a post.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Craigslist still existed. I thought that shit was like long gone by now.
Oh no, it's
People
still
use it. People still use it.
Yeah, I got used to that missed encounters when I find the hot tatted girl in the gym,
Oh, okay. I forgot about that area.
The dark side of Craigslist.
I forgot all about that damn area. That is absolutely fucking nuts. So next question, if you guys could play, each one of you, if you could play any genre outside of what you play, what genre would you play?
Mine would definitely be alternative. Senses Fail has always been definitely every year on Spotify. It's like your most listened band to Senses Fail.
I mean, hers has got to be, whatever Mariah Carey
Carey.
plays. Yeah.
I contemplated it's either that or whatever Sarah McLachlan is. But actually, Matt and I were just talking about this the other day. I really lately, as of late, or probably like the past year or two, have really liked the shoegaze. I call it shoegaze doom gloom rock or something, whatever that
Right.
is. A lot of stuff like Soft Cult. I like Faytooth is another group like that. Lockstep. So guitars that are tuned like really, really heavy, really low, but have like shoegaze elements, dissonant vocals. Nothing like vocally heavy, actually kind of pretty, like the band Present. So I'd do something like that. Like I said, shoegaze, doom, gloom rock, something of that sort.
Okay. No, I dig that stuff. I dig that.
I'd
All
say
right,
jazz is probably the toughest drumming as far as genre wise.
Right. All right, what you got, Jeremy? He's like nothing.
No, just straight grind, bro. Just grind, core, grind. No. No, I'm in a punk band. I'm in like a Midwest emo band. I'm in like my kind of like baby project is a post-hardcore band that just is a huge range from fucking like electronic pop funky nonsense to deathcore heavy shit, slam nonsense. So that one I get kind of everything out. But otherwise, I play kind of anything and everything that's just fun. Usually just like a high energy kind of guy. Anything fast. I like stuff you can circle pit to. But
Okay.
yeah.
I
Fair
knew
enough.
this would happen at some point.
Enzo.
So fair enough. See, like for me, like I kind of come from I actually play in like an alt metal band is what I'm in now. But like I started with, I think pop punk was like one of the very first bands I ever played in. And then I kind of went into, I spent a very long time doing industrial metal because I was a huge Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson fan. And I did it forever, but if I was going to go, I would actually do a ska band because I was big into like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Sublime and No Doubt, and that like takes me back to like being a kid, like 10, 11 years old, listening to some of those original little ska bands when they first started kind of really blowing up, especially where I lived in the Midwest. You didn't hear that shit. Where I grew up, it was nothing but fucking country and Metallica.
Oh,
That is very specific Metallica.
It was because it was like
Country Metallica.
yeah, the rock, every station was country, and then the rock station it was like
Just
Metallica.
Metallica.
I thought I would listen to as well if it was the country or Metallica. But one more question on my side, real quick. Is there a certain item that y'all take with y'all on tour that y'all just can't leave the house without?
Headphones. I constantly have headphones on. I've got to have music. And I'd say seltzer water too, but I've been kind of talked about pretty badly in the chat there over the seltzer water. But absolutely headphones. That's gotta have music.
Mine would be
I'm dying at some of these comments.
that was awesome.
Metallica or die.
Yeah, phone and computer for me. I carry those literally everywhere I go.
Headphones.
No, phone and computer.
Ah,
Yeah, I think mine would have to be phone as well, doing all the business stuff on it, and then also for the maps because I'm not good at reading an actual map.
Oh yeah, no. I see. I don't even know how. I remember coming to see, or whenever I first moved back to the East Coast, and I was driving this old 1984 Ford F-150 pickup truck, and of course, I didn't have a cell phone. I think I was like 18. I didn't even have a cell phone until I was like 20 something, and I like printed out like MapQuest.
Yeah.
You remember MapQuest? Looking at MapQuest, like coming up on Turnpike in Texas. I'm like, oh fuck, what goddamn page am I on?
Like back in the day where you had to have a co-driver and they were the dedicated navigator and then you just drove.
Yeah.
That's even fuck. I remember way. I mean, they had MapQuest and shit then, but my dad always carried Atlas, and once you unfolded it, it was never going back together.
no, never.
Like tinfoil. If you wrinkle a little bit, you'll never get it flat again.
How many miles on this interstate? I don't know, like this far.
Yeah.
3 inches.
Unreadable. They were unreadable.
Yeah, it was freaking horrible. So, last question. As far as you guys, what social media platforms do you tend to use the most? Where do you guys like to talk to your fans?
And where can I get a shirt?
Yeah, where can they get your music? And most importantly, if you have merch, where can they get your merch from?
Our most used platform, we post on all of them, but the best one for us is Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Like Facebook, don't know what's up with it. Like we've even seen other bands like 30, 80K people, and it's just like 15 reactions on it. Don't know what's up with Facebook. TikTok seems to be hit or miss, but usually it seems like TikTok, they just want the really funny, goofy stuff. So definitely Instagram for us. And then on the Instagram, we have our link tree up there. So if you just click on the link tree, and it should be the first link is to our big cartel. which we've been updating recently as well with new merch. So it's all fresh items in there right now.
Nice.
Perfect. So on that, we are going to get the hell out of here. But as our exit, you guys know it is that time. We always play a music video from the band on. So we actually have one of their videos for the song The Seeker.
Hell
So
yeah.
please check them out. Check out this music video. Go follow, go like, go buy some fucking merch from these guys. I know I will be on that. We will see you guys again on Friday. And until then, be good to each other.
Be safe.
Thank you.